Thank you for joining this episode of our webinar series on best practices in eDiscovery. Today's session is on the ESI processing step. This building block in the eDiscovery workflow has seen massive changes due to the pandemic. The shifting ESI landscape has created some challenges and opportunities when it comes to ESI processing. And just to clarify, ESI stands for electronically stored information. My name is Jeff Fugit. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer for Lexby, and I'll be the moderator for today's event. We've got a lot of information to cover, so I'll jump right in. About our webinars. Our webinars take place monthly and cover a variety of relevant eDiscovery topics, trends, best practices, and strategies. We've got limited seating, so be sure to register early for the sessions that are of interest to you. If you have technical issues or questions, please email webinars@lexby.com and we'll address them right away. Our webinars are available online at lexby.com for viewing via streaming video or downloadable as a PDF presentation or MP3 podcast. You'll find this webinar and a complete listing of other webinars at lexby.com. To be notified of future live and on-demand events, please email us at webinars@lexby.com or follow us on LinkedIn. So a little bit about us. We're based in Austin, Texas, and we provide a very affordable cloud-based eDiscovery platform and services. We specialize in equipping organizations with an eDiscovery solution that gives them full control over the eDiscovery process, DIY capabilities, and incredibly fast performance. We're the industry's most affordable and full-featured DIY cloud-based eDiscovery platform. We're the industry's fastest eDiscovery processing and document review platform. We deliver the industry's fastest return on investment per a study that was done by G2 Crowd. We've got an experienced eDiscovery staff and expert consultants who are all ACED certified, and that includes a full forensic team. If you'd like a demonstration of our platform, simply email us at sales@lexby.com and we'll get that scheduled for you. Joining us today is Mitchell Sleep. Mitchell is a senior eDiscovery specialist at Lexby and has been in litigation support for just over 10 years. He has a BA from the University of Kentucky and is ACED certified. Before I turn it over to Mitchell, I'm going to cover some of the key areas that were impacted by the pandemic, as well as ask for your participation in some polling questions to set the stage for Mitchell. The COVID pandemic had an incredible impact on the acceleration of digital transformation and the adoption of technologies. McKinsey did a study on the adoption of digital technologies for customer interactions from 2017 to 2020. In North America, for example, 25% share of digital customer interactions grew to 65% in a very short time frame. That subsequently generated an absolute ton of data and a greater reliance on the cloud. And on this slide, really there's no surprise here. COVID drove almost 70% of full-time workers to work from home during periods of the pandemic. This resulted in a 250% increase in the monthly active users of Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and Google Meet. This and the growth in collaboration tools like Slack and storage sharing tools was in response to improving remote worker productivity. Again, this drove massive cloud application adoption, also resulting in an exponential growth in ESI and files. And a lot of those are video files. We experienced this at Lexby as well as the demand for our cloud-based eDiscovery platform increased significantly since remote legal teams could access the eDiscovery platform from a simple browser. While commute time shrank, and by some measure productivity increased, not everything was rosy. So commingling of corporate and personal IT assets has created significant challenges. As an example, the cat lawyer, who I'm sure you saw, fell prey to his daughter implementing an outdated Dell webcam filter on his laptop, it took the internet by storm. So this is a perfect example of how commingling resources can cause problems. Data security and cybersecurity became more challenging in this highly distributed work environment. So you have all these employees working from home, they're connecting to their home networks and with varying degrees of security. So there are challenges there, and you've got kids and other people connecting to those networks. We saw massive adoption of new applications for chat and collaboration, which means new sources of evidence and file types that must be processed. We also saw an increase in storage requirements and data governance evolution to try and mitigate the risks. So what are the implications for your cases? Well, first, custodian data mapping is really essential if you're going to gain access to the evidentiary files needed for your cases. A lot of home networks include network-based storage. There is so easy now to transfer data from one source to another, from one location to another, from a device to a cloud account, from a cloud account to another cloud account. So data has never been more portable than it is today. Remote forensic collection resources are really a must. There were several markets that were locked down, and you faced a hefty fine if you attempted to visit locations on site to perform forensic collections. So having the ability to do remote forensic collections is really critical. You have to process a greater breadth and depth of file types, and therefore you have to ensure that the ESI processing solution that you're utilizing can handle that. Video and audio files need to be transcribed and searchable. And lastly, many evidentiary conversations are now crossing communication modalities. So we're seeing more, email to Slack and to other messaging applications, all within the same conversation. So technologies like near duplication groupings are really important to make sure that you can find that evidence. All right, so now I'm going to ask for your participation in our polling questions. Our first polling question, and it's an interesting one. How many of you have an Amazon Alexa device in your home office? One reason why this question is interesting is because we've seen an increase in the Amazon Alexa recordings and matters. All right, we got a couple more answers coming in. And our next polling question is, are you using data mapping with custodians? Yes, no, or what is data mapping? And if you're unfamiliar with data mapping, we've got some resources on that. And for those that answer no or what is data mapping, I'll be happy to share those with you. All right, thank you for participating in our polling questions. And without further ado, I'll turn it over to Mitchell Sleep. Mitchell?
Thanks, Jeff, and thank you to everyone joining us today. Today, we will be discussing the modern practitioner's ability to harness the power of processing. Within eDiscovery, as is the case in many other areas of life, people have a tendency to be overwhelmed by the big picture while dealing with its many details. One specific area of eDiscovery that this can be seen is the phase of processing. During this phase of eDiscovery, many individuals would like to take a backseat approach with respect to their level of involvement in the technical details and decision-making. However, with the growth of electronically stored information, coupled with real-world ramifications of poor decision-making in this facet of eDiscovery, as well as the availability of cloud-based processing solutions, a thorough understanding of processing will only positively impact modern practitioners in discovery. Today, in this webinar, I'm not only going to discuss the importance and details of processing within the Lexby eDiscovery platform, but I'm also going to break it down in a practical manner so we can all see how users of the Lexby eDiscovery platform have the ability to harness the power of processing in their own matters. To begin, please let me introduce myself. My name is Mitchell Sleep, and I'm a senior eDiscovery specialist at Lexby within the Professional Services Department. I graduated from the University of Kentucky and have been in litigation support for approximately 10 years. I have approximately 8 years of experience in a law firm setting, primarily as a litigation paralegal, and have been with Lexby as an eDiscovery specialist for a little over 2 years, since 2019. To begin, let's talk about the relevance of processing. Why does data need to be processed, and what do I need to know about processing for my review and production? Can't we just begin to review data as it has been received? Questions like those are often posed by those who have not had to deal with eDiscovery in the past. So to begin, I want to underscore the importance of processing within modern litigation. Processing is often necessary in modern litigation for compliance with requests for production or orders stipulating a standard format, such as PDF or TIFF images with extracted text and load files. Processing also allows for more comprehensive search and filtering abilities within cloud-based review platforms like Lexbe than are possible with native data outside of such a review platform. Due to data being uploaded into a review platform like the Lexbe eDiscovery platform, undergoing multiple steps before it is ready for review, it's prudent for practitioners to become acquainted with these steps in order to set realistic review and budgetary expectations. An understanding of processing is not only important for setting budgetary and review expectations, but also because of the volume of digital information in modern litigation. With more information being stored electronically today than ever before, and within formats that are continuously changing, such as email, phones, laptops, tablets, cloud storage, social media, chat apps, etc., electronic data sets associated with modern litigation are significantly more voluminous and complex than in the past. These changes have made processing and document review tools very important to expedite and accomplish document review in modern litigation. In order to proceed with processing while mitigating issues that can arise in this phase, it's imperative that individuals understand their data, understand the processing capabilities of the tool being used, and also understand ultimate review and production needs. Without an adequate understanding of one's data, processing goals, and processing capabilities of the tool being used, poor decisions can occur that can have significant negative impacts. Issues associated with misunderstanding data, processing goals, and processing capabilities can include underestimating the budget and time for review, missed deadlines, or even worse, sanctions. Issues like those noted above can have harmful impacts on cases, clients, and practitioners. With a well-rounded understanding of one's data, processing goals, and processing capabilities of the tool being used, practitioners can mitigate many of the risks associated with eDiscovery in modern litigation. While processing can be a broad topic, it's also something that when viewed from a high level has a very specific goal. Looking at processing from a high level, this is the phase of discovery in which data is normalized for review, analysis, and/or production. Due to processing steps and capabilities fluctuating between different processing engines, I'm going to target the remaining content of this webinar on processing within the Lexbe eDiscovery platform. When data is uploaded into the Lexbe eDiscovery platform, there are several automated processing steps that occur before it is ready for review. Additionally, once the automated processing is complete, there are several post-upload processing features that are available, which can significantly expedite and allow for a more efficient review. Some of the automated processing steps that can occur upon upload include conversion to a normalized format, MD5 hash assignment, file repair, placeholder assignment, archive and container expansion with contents normalized or assigned to placeholder, email attachment extraction and the creation of family relationships, custodian assignment, metadata extraction and field population, native text extraction, OCR, and indexing. Some of the post-upload processing steps that are possible in the Lexbe eDiscovery platform include denist, deduplication, near duplication, email threading, case keywords, transcription, image detection, detecting the sentiment of native emails, detecting document language, translation, search term reports, and even auto redaction. Now, while I broadly explained processing steps that occur within the automated processing when data is loaded into LEP, as well as processing features that are available post-upload, at this point, I'm going to focus in on some of these steps with more detail and discuss their importance in the overall big picture of processing. Let's look at hash values. What are hash values? An MD5 hash value is a unique 128-bit value used for a variety of reasons, including the verification of data integrity. Hash values are useful for chain of custody and authentication, as well as post-upload processing, such as denist and deduplication. Now, since Outlook messages are unable to have MD5 hash values generated in a standard manner, their hash values are created from metadata strings. Hash values are assigned to native documents upon upload into the LexV eDiscovery platform during automated processing. In addition to hash values being assigned to native files in the automated upload process, placeholders can also be assigned. Placeholders can be created and associated with files for a number of reasons in eDiscovery, so it's important to understand why files have placeholders if they are present, and also have an understanding of what that placeholder indicates. While LEP supports hundreds of extensions for processing and can recognize as well as host over 1,000 extensions, not all those file formats are supported for automatic PDF or TIFF conversion. Due to this, during the automated processing that occurs upon upload, some files receive placeholders. Placeholders generated in processing are categorized in two ways in LEP. Failed to convert placeholders indicate that it was a supported file type that did not convert to a normalized PDF, and that can occur for a variety of reasons, including but not limited to files being corrupt, partially corrupt, or even password protected. Files that have unsupported placeholders indicate that the document uploaded was an unsupported file type that will not convert to a normalized PDF. Even though some files may receive placeholders due to being unsupported file types or failing to convert to PDF, those same files may still be supported for other aspects of processing, such as native text or metadata extraction. Before we get into metadata extraction and field population, let's talk about native text extraction and OCR. Native text extraction is the process in which the text within the native file itself is recognized and extracted for indexing and later searching. This extracted text can be reviewed through the HTML tab in the document viewer in LEP. OCR is the process of converting the text within the imaged file to a searchable text for indexing and later searching. This OCR text can be reviewed in the Text tab within the document viewer in LEP. While these steps are somewhat similar, the key difference between the two is native text relates to the text that is available within the file in its native form, whereas OCR relates to the text that is obtained from the file's imaged format. Both the native text and the OCR text are contained within LexV's Uber index for searching. Now that we've talked about native text extraction and OCR, let's talk about metadata extraction, field population, and load files. Metadata, simply put, is the information about the data being processed. This can include things like the title of a file, but can also extend far beyond to include other attributes, such as who authored a file, when it was created, or when it was last modified. As metadata is extracted from data during the automated processing, that information is populated in built-in fields corresponding to those files. When data is produced through LEP, load files are provided as part of the production, which contain data from built-in metadata fields that are standard in production. Now that we have a better understanding of how metadata is handled during LEP's automated processing and placed into specific fields corresponding to the file they're associated with, let's discuss the built-in fields within LEP. While the built-in fields are the default fields in LEP that exist in every matter, there will not be information for some of those fields after uploading data into the platform, due to those fields being reserved for other types of processing or review. Also, the type of metadata that can be gleaned from documents and fielded in the metadata extraction process depends on the type of data being uploaded as well as the attributes associated with that file. Built-in fields that may be populated in the metadata extraction phase that occurs during automated processing include title, attachment, author, BCC, CC, date created, date last modified, date received, date sent, doc date, extension, from, hash MD5, last modified by, master date, original extension, original title, pages, placeholder, size, subject, source file path, to, and words. Built-in fields that are not associated with metadata extraction but may be populated during the upload process or post-upload processing include doc ID, Bates, control number, custodian, date uploaded, doc category, doc source, is annotated, is redacted, is translated, is duplicate, and near dupe group. Built-in fields that are reserved for review include attorney work product, attorney-client privilege, confidential, custom designation, description, doc type, folder, key documents, notes, responsive, and review status. At this point, since we have a better idea of LEP's built-in fields, as well as metadata extraction and fields that are populated in review, let's talk about load files. When productions are ran in LEP, a standardized concordance load file, which is a text-delimited file ending with the extension .dat, is provided with the produced documents. The concordance load file references one document per line and includes document metadata. Load files include reference and association of data items within the production, such as beginning and ending Bates number of a document, beginning and ending Bates number of email attachments, document type, date, including date time sent and received, date time created, date time last modified, and family date. Subject, sender, receiver, author, custodian, last modified by, file name, file extension, source file path, pages, volume, MD5, and threading ID. Load files also reference the path to single-page TIFF images, text files, PDF, and native file versions within the production download. While these load file fields are the default fields provided with productions ran in LEP, users are also able to generate custom reports for produced data if they need to provide more information than is present within the default load files. Additionally, while the concordance DAT is the standard load file provided, it's not the only type. There's also an OPT, DII, an XLSX, TXT, and a TSV file. Now that we have a better understanding of native text extraction, OCR, metadata extraction, field population, and load files, let's talk about indexing within the LexB eDiscovery platform. Since indexing is ultimately what review platforms like the LexB eDiscovery platform rely on for filtering and searching documents, the LexB eDiscovery platform has a robust index, which is referred to as the Uber index. LexB's Uber index combines native file text extraction, OCR of images and imaged files, metadata extraction, foreign language translations, and real-time updating into a single concatenated search index to provide fast and comprehensive searching. Search results can include document track changes and revisions, presentation notes, hidden text, hidden cells and spreadsheets, and OCR. While the LexB eDiscovery platform's Uber index provides users with the ability to quickly conduct comprehensive search and filtering tasks across documents in the system, LexB also offers several post-upload processing features that can further expedite and increase the overall efficiency of document review, as well as potentially limiting the amount of data for review. Since one major objective in processing is to increase efficiency and reduce the overall volume of data for review, there are many functions available in LEP to assist with refining and categorizing data uploaded into the LexB eDiscovery platform. Some of the post-upload processing features that can be utilized to limit data for review or assist with review are as follows. DNIST, that's a process that reduces documents for review by identifying and deleting file types that are highly unlikely to have evidentiary value. During this process, LEP compares all eDiscovery in the upload batch against the National Software Library list and deletes files matching the are unlikely to contain relevant information. Deduplication is a process that identifies files as exact duplicates based on their MD5 hash value. And post-processing, those duplicate files can be excluded or shown through the filter. Near duplication identifies documents with a 50% or greater overlap in the textual content, and post-processing, those near duplicates can be reviewed in groups or have a near dupe group representative assigned for review. Email threading groups related emails together based on email metadata, and threads can be reviewed within their group or in a visualizer. From the visualizer, emails can be selected for coding, viewing, and comparing. Case keywords allows for search terms or other keywords to be added to cases, and once indexed, those terms will have persistent highlighting on certain tabs in the document viewer. Since we have a better understanding of how users can expedite review in LEP, let's get into why Lexby is a DIY platform that stands out. The Lexby eDiscovery platform allows for users to utilize the majority of its processing power without external intervention. In LEP, the following types of users have upload privileges and can easily initiate automated processing: account admin users, power users, and even standard plus add and delete users. Those above users can easily begin the upload process by going to case, followed by add case documents. From the add case document screen, to initiate an upload, one can expand the selection for file upload on the left, and then subsequently click upload. Before uploading, the following fields should be set as applicable: batch title, batch comments, doc source, custodian, and time zone offset. Uploaded data will start processing automatically and will undergo the previously defined processing steps. Users can also click on the processing hyperlink in the top right corner of the screen by the case name, which will allow those users to receive an automatic email notification once processing is complete. Once data is finished with the automated processing that occurs upon upload, placeholder QC should be completed to determine if manual conversion is needed. Post-upload, placeholder counts can be gathered in a QC report for placeholder files by selecting Analysis, followed by Case Assessment. Users can also filter for placeholders from Browse. While there may be files within an upload that receives placeholders, the native versions of files with placeholders are available for review through the Original tab within the document viewer, and they're also available for production. If files with placeholders are supported for other aspects of processing, such as native text and/or metadata extraction, those files will be searchable and/or able to be filtered on by that text or metadata. Once data has been uploaded and QC is complete, post-upload processing steps can be initiated by users or professional services. Users can initiate deduplication, case keywords, search term reports, and even auto-redaction. Professional services can assist and initiate denist, near duplication, email threading, image detection, detecting the sentiment of native emails, detecting document language, and even translation. While one goal in processing is to normalize files for review, Lexby recognizes that having one standard view is not always the best approach to document review. And as such, LEP provides several views within the document viewer. Please note, however, the uploaded data dictates the available views and the contents of those views. So the default document viewer tabs are going to include Original, HTML, Page, PDF, Redacted, and Annotated. Additionally, Hits is available from Search so that when files are opened from the search screen, users are defaulted to see those search hits. Additionally, once documents are produced, translated, or compared, those respective tabs will pop up so that users can review those different versions. Now that we've taken the time to explore processing, its relevance to document review, and how review platforms like the Lexby eDiscovery platform can aid modern practitioners in discovery, I hope you can all see why processing is an important and necessary component to modern litigation. Not only is it important for practitioners to understand processing as well as the data they are dealing with, it's important to have a tool that gives one the autonomy to accomplish their needs in short order. With a tool like the Lexby eDiscovery platform being a part of the modern practitioner's repertoire, I hope it's clear how the playing field between boutique and large law firms can be leveled when taking on eDiscovery projects. And now I'll pass it back over to you, Jeff.
Thanks, Mitchell. I thoroughly enjoyed your presentation. Now I'm going to briefly walk you through how the Lexby eDiscovery platform helps law firms and enterprise address the challenges of processing ESI and getting through the review process. I'll start with the technology aspect of eDiscovery. One of the great aspects of the time that we live in is that there's no need to have large, expensive in-house infrastructure to support eDiscovery applications. Broadband is almost ubiquitous, and the cloud delivers incredibly efficient processing and storage capabilities for a fraction of the price of what was big law infrastructure. And the cloud is highly secure. With Lexby's eDiscovery platform hosted in Amazon Web Services, you get on-demand capabilities that scale to address the needs of your case. And the cloud certainly levels the playing field for boutique firms handling document-intensive cases. With Lexby's cloud infrastructure, you get from document ingestion to review faster, and you get your productions out the door faster. All of your remote or mobile connected employees can access the Lexby eDiscovery platform via a web browser. Works great on Macs, PCs, iPhones, and Android devices. And on this slide in particular, I wanted to point out that Lexby is a single end-to-end eDiscovery platform. Unlike many eDiscovery providers, you don't have to move your data from a ESI processing engine into a review platform. And that saves a significant amount of time and money. Lexby has fully integrated process, review, analytics, case timelining, AI, and production capabilities all into a single platform. We also have our own AI algorithms and predictive coding, which other providers often outsource to third parties. Keeping your data in an end-to-end eDiscovery platform like Lexby helps eliminate the risk of errors from moving data between platforms, as well as eliminates the cost of what's often called promoting data from the processing and early case analysis solution into a review platform. Also, for those document-intensive matters with a lot of users reviewing documents, you'll find that Lexby has very efficient document batching and review management capabilities, so you can optimize the productivity of your review team. Lexby utilizes AI algorithms for several different cases, including transcription, like we talked about previously, translation, sentiment analysis, cognitive image recognition, entity identification, and more. These algorithms are tuned to perform these tasks and enable law firms to handle more matters, being able to handle the growth in audio and video files and do that with limited staff. These AI functions are fully integrated into the Lexby eDiscovery platform. And next, I'm going to talk about eDiscovery pricing. The purpose of eDiscovery technology should be to improve your document review capabilities while driving efficiencies in both time and cost. Unfortunately, there's still a lot of eDiscovery providers that don't pass on cost savings that technology delivers. We host the Lexby eDiscovery platform in the Amazon Web Services cloud. Our processing, storage, and networking capabilities are not only highly advanced, but they're also incredibly cost-effective, and we pass those savings on to customers. Here's an example of how we compare to a relativity reseller. So we engineered and developed our own cloud-based platform more than 16 years ago, and we continue to innovate and improve with each new release. In this comparison, you'll see that the relativity reseller charges $30 per gig for data ingestion and processing, and that's a one-time fee. Our highly efficient processing servers and our serverless computing capability enables us to offer this for free. So we can do that at an extremely low cost and pass those savings on to customers. While the concept of promotion might sound good, this is also usually a cost associated with moving data from one platform to another. The Lexby eDiscovery platform is an end-to-end platform. As I mentioned, it doesn't require you to move your data. Not only does this save you $125 per gig in this case, but it also helps eliminate data handling errors. We recently had a customer come on board who just received a $35,000 surprise invoice because of the processing, because of the native file promotion fee, and they decided to make the change to Lexby. As I mentioned, we also don't charge user fees, so you can have as many as you need at no additional cost, so there are no user license fees at all. And we have 7 different permission levels to help keep your data secure. We also don't nickel and dime you either. So in our processing step, as Mitchell talked about, we have we extract all the native characters, all the metadata gets extracted, and all of that's indexed. But we also OCR. So OCR stands for optical character recognition. If you have images or things like receipts, our platform automatically goes through and captures those characters, and it's all indexed and concatenated into Lexby's Uber index. So it's all searchable, and you can find that. We also don't charge too for electronic endorsement fees per page. We also have highly advanced analytics integrated into the platform at no additional cost. And we're able to deliver savings on the hosting cost too in this case. So in this situation, we charge $5 per gig per month, and what the Relativity reseller was charging was $8 per gig per month. And with that, I'll ask our last polling question. Would you like a demo of the Lexby eDiscovery platform? And while you're answering that, I'll let you know we'll be making the following available to webinar attendees: a recorded streaming version, an MP3 podcast, and a PDF. Let us know if you have any questions or comments about this webinar or suggestions for future topics. This webinar is part of the Lexby eDiscovery webinar series. For notices of future live and on-demand webinars as part of this series, email us at webinars@lexby.com or follow us on LinkedIn. And with that, I'd like to thank Mitchell for presenting today, and thank you all for attending. Watch your inbox for an invite to our next webinar on best practices in eDiscovery. Take care.